It's a rare opportunity, it seems, for composers coming out of universities and institutions to get such a professional public platform as we're getting on this scheme. I think every composer involved will certainly benefit from, firstly, the recording, which is high quality professional recording, and also the performance in Huddersfield later in the year, one of the kind of most renowned contemporary music festivals. To have that sort of exposure and that sort of support is certainly beneficial to the further careers of the composers here.
Nowadays, so many composers are out there, so many very, very good composers out there at my age. And really, it's really hard to get experience with professional musicians. So for Sound of Music to come in and give 12 very lucky composers this opportunity, it's amazing.
I've been writing a piece for tuba and electronics to be performed by Oren Marshall. Since the workshops in April, I've taken the sort of recorded sound, worked on it in the studios and developed some electronic parts, and also used that to develop the instrumental part for Oren to play. So you get this quite like engulfing cloud of sound, which is made up of electronics and tuba. So it was interesting trying to like balance the live instrumental sound with the recorded sound. But working with David Lefebvre, he had some really good advice, and I think we got some good takes.
On this project I'm working with Richard Baker as my mentor and Oren Marshall, as well as Sound Intermedia for the electronics. The idea of the piece is actually to take some really interesting sounds of the tuba as it's never been listened to before, and to create a kind of otherworldly atmosphere. And the electronics come in as a way to augment the way that an audience perceives the tuba, to go from one tuba to 12. So the electronics help create a kind of a larger instrument. But emotionally speaking, the piece is really exploring the contrast of silences and trying to find poetry in, not necessarily in just the silences, but the poetry in the contrasts.
It's a very personal piece. It's the second act of my opera, but it's a piece that I'm dedicated to my father, who passed away last year. It's the first time I write my music to some like a specific person, and it's actually the first time I cry over my music. So it's completely a brilliant experience. And my hair was standing up the first time they ran through. So I was very moved emotionally yesterday. Yeah.
It's a very specific piece. It's not going to be repeated many times because it's it's for an inside-out piano, which is Sarah Nicolls' own custom-built piano, and also in the percussion as a kind of homage to the original version of the inside-out piano. I've got my own bicycle, which I'm using the wheel, and also the tapes as well. Obviously, have their own reels inside, so in a way there's that kind of marriage of the bicycle wheels and the cassettes as well. So my mentor was Alouette Pritchard. She was great in that every other day I would send her some new versions or updated versions, and she was straight back to me with her feedback and suggestions, and no, that was really, really helpful actually.
I've taken the initial maybe 2 minutes of my material from the last workshop, and I've developed that. I came with quite a lot of material last time, and it was all very disparate and very different, and it was quite refreshing. Actually, I managed to sort of throw loads away, which was a bit scary. It felt like a lot of work wasted, but I don't think it has been now. It was nice to refine my material and get it down to the essence and what it really is, and develop that. It's such an incredible opportunity anyway. So I'm very grateful to NMC and to Sound of Music, and they've been brilliant, really supportive all the way through.
Basically anything that I've needed or needed to have done, for instance doing my own recording of this for my masters, has instantly got answers, and everything's been really well supported as well. For instance, the week we spent at the Purcell School, where we got to workshop the material, wouldn't have been possible without the help of Sound and Music, and obviously the NMC came in to speak about the opportunity as well, and the recording process, and it was nice to have that all cleared up.
I guess it's the exposure that programs like this give. It's just a great platform to be able to show the profession, some emerging composers, and hopefully the music will reach more people than it would do when you're just in your institution. So.